we're just closing, so we'll watch. I'm inside the chieftain's hall. I'll show you what it looks like today. So there's still a couple of tourists in the village. They're on their way out. But I'm starting in the chieftain's hall today, so I'm hiding. And for some reason, we're stuck in vertical mode. I will check. The only help file I could find was something I would have had to test on the computer maybe, or before, I'm not sure. But there's some sort of setting, and it could be that I just need to update my phone. So I can show you around in the chieftain's hall if you want to see what it looks like while we wait for the villagers to leave. It's, we'll go a little slower here in a second. There you go. Okay, so then we can see. This is something we have for kids and adults to do too. Actually, a lot of adults think it's fun, is to learn how to spell their name in runes, or maybe they want to send coded messages to each other. So they find these pieces and spell. Oops, sorry, swinging around. This is roughly the alphabet, although we've had to make a few modifications for other people's names. Let's see, the gimbal keeps wanting to turn. There you go. But it's a good rough estimate for kids to start with anyway, to get the idea. And I can't remember, it's either elder or younger Futhark. Oh wait, we're losing light. Let's go this way. So there's Georg's crest. Those are the lions from Mommen, if you can see them back there. Maybe I go a little closer. Yeah, from the Mommen burial. I think those, no, they're, are they not bobcats, but lynx? I think they're lynx. Maybe it's not Mommen, I'm completely wrong. Oh crap, don't quote me on anything, but that's Georg's. And lots of shields. This is what happens when the chieftain goes away for the day. We break into his house and show off all his things. I'll only comment once this time. Oh, I can't wait to catch up on the lyric. On the chats. There we have a Thor's hammer. It's kind of hand carved. It's hard to see. Here's another guy. Then, of course, we have his throne area. More shields. It's good to be the chieftain. And ring mail. And if I remember correctly, this ring mail has the more accurate type ring mail. Or the more expensive kind. Maybe not. No, I don't see it. Because each one of these rivets should be, could be closed off and hammered together with these little, oh, maybe it is. Yeah, there are rivets. You see the rivets? So each one of those rings then would be fitted and then hammered together with a rivet. So this makes it a really good chainmail. But I'll have to ask Carl. I'm not sure if they only had the riveted kind in those days, or did they have the kind that were just open links? But this one would be hard to open the links. And it's quite thick, and it's lined with leather on the edges to keep it from cutting into the skin. Those tapestries, if you want to call them, in the background, those are hand woven. Here he has all of his gods before him. So he's never alone. He's got his friends. More on the table too. Yet one of the ravens there. You don't know if it's Hugin or Munin. Oh, he's got two of them. So maybe that's Hugin. And that one could be Munin. And there's his throne. And he doesn't let just anybody sit on it. So if Runa comes here, he just sits on it anyway, because he decides he's chieftain for today. And I guess that's kind of technically correct. If the chieftain's not here, you can overthrow him and take his throne, right? This is the throne that Roger Fjallar made this year. The carving on there is taken from a wall hanging that he put on there, but all the side ribbons he did, and the serpents on each side. So Georg loves this throne and sits on there, and you can take pictures with him. It's a little bit like visiting Santa at the mall, but you may not always sit on Santa's lap. Do they use squares for clothing too? There are squares in the gores underneath the arm. Those will have a square at least. And the Hedeby, is it the Hedeby? No. Viborg tunic, I think. One of them has a square in the middle and is actually made up of quite a few different pieces. And, of course, Nefetoffel. So you can explain that game later. Well, I could actually do it now. Basically, you have the, hi, I'm on YouTube. It's a Carl. No, it's a Greg. Okay, Greg, you explain Nefetoffel.
Oh, right, okay.
And you'll do it better than I do. Okay.
Okay, so Nefetoffel, or
Yeah.
if you translate
It's
it
okay, it's
into
Yeah.
English, the King's Table.
Yeah.
It's a strategy game similar to chess, and also played with just 2 players, although it looks like there's a lot more players. I'm getting nodded at by other Vikings as they come through the
Yeah,
halls.
I can totally put this thing in selfie mode and they'll see them hiding behind me there.
Yep, like that.
Germany representing.
Oh, my country.
Oh, the other one's left. Okay, continue.
So the objective of the game is different depending on whether you're playing as the dark or the light coloured pieces.
Yeah.
If you're playing as the light colour, your objective is to get the king, Mr. One in the centre here, into one of the 4 corners of the board, which is his castle or safe zone. If you're playing as the darker pieces, your objective is to capture the king by surrounding him on all 4 sides like this.
And then he's dead. You have to
And
do
then
the,
he's dead.
the dead animation, otherwise it doesn't
Oh, I'm
count.
sorry.
There you go. Now
I'm
he's
sorry.
dead.
So now he's a dead king.
Now he's a dead king.
Now, the way of moving the pieces in this game is exactly the same as how you move a castle in chess.
Yep.
So they can go as forward as many squares as they like until they come into an obstacle.
Yeah.
And same if they go sideways.
Yeah.
Now, only a king can stand on this square here. So, if you want to block this corner, you would have to either put a piece like this, but unfortunately this square acts like another piece. So if I then come in with this knight, that one is now taken.
Can't he just be dead?
Okay.
Okay, fine,
he's
okay.
just dead. He's
fine.
just dead off the board.
Hope this thing keeps
That
swinging.
would make the game much more interesting if
I'm
they stayed
animating
on there,
here.
just fell over. But this is also how you take a piece in general. So, for example, if I come like down here, that knight is safe right this second. But as soon as this one moves, he is now taken.
Animation, Greg, animate. Thank you. There you go. Kill him.
I'm sorry.
If I come down with this one now here,
Yeah?
Yeah.
he'd be slain, wouldn't he? Because he has his back to the wall.
Well, this is also,
Good
I'm
question.
not entirely certain, because I've never actually heard that rule in the game that when I've ever played it.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that it's not a rule, but I think it's one of the alternative extra rules you can put into it, not
Yeah.
necessarily one that you have to have.
Yeah, because that kind of does fit in with the corner, in theory.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah,
That's where the other one went.
yeah.
So,
He was trying to
yeah.
switch sides. He was trying to go
Yeah,
for the
he
other
was trying
team.
to go for the other team.
Yeah.
So the other thing with this game is you can enlarge the size of the board as much as you like.
Oh, really?
And so long as you
Let's see.
keep the same amount of pieces in terms of black always outnumbers white, you can actually have even more pieces in the game as well.
So this is a
So,
standard board is what, 12 by
This is
12?
our standard size these days, but there was no standard size in the Viking era. You could go up or down, so long as the black always outnumbers the white, then
Yeah.
you've got a game.
By the way, this is how you would set up the game.
Yes.
And the only difference is one of these guys committed suicide, so we have a horseman now. I think he took a dive off the table.
That horseman actually did swap sides.
Yep, so
and
that's what, yeah.
Died himself in a bucket of paint.
Raymond says, and if you go off one edge, your piece can appear on the other side. Oh, wait, that's Pac-Man. I like that
I
rule.
do like the rule, but that is Pac-Man.
Actually,
I never thought of that.
Get him towards another variant I heard of.
Okay.
You could?
So-called Berserker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tafel. Every piece has another, or every color has a different piece, which is a berserker, and take out with different rules than the other warriors. Then
Fair enough.
there's also like the shipwright Nefertafel, where we have like it's then a bigger board, 13
Yeah.
by 13, and then you have your pieces extended in a straight line.
Okay.
Like this,
Oh, wow.
Representing long ships
Ah.
like that, and yeah, this one would just go on a long ship here and there,
Yeah.
and
Ah,
stuff like that.
that's a different setup.
Yeah.
Long
So
ship
you can-
setup.
Yeah, that's the sea battle
This-
setup.
I
So
like
there,
that.
There are so many different varieties, like Greg
Absolutely.
said.
Oh, I know what you guys are doing tomorrow. You guys are playing this game.
We need a bigger board then.
Well, it can be done. You can just out there,
This is
couple
true.
of
It's not difficult
sticks
to make a
and
board.
yeah, no, you can do that. You just need light dark rocks and dark rocks and one really big ass.
Pieces I'm not worried about. We just need
And then
to
you
start
just
carving a bigger
well, yeah,
board.
you can do the whole thing.
I have cloth, we can just sew
Like,
it
even
all
better.
down.
Yep. No, so by the way, the camera got stuck in vertical mode. If I try to turn it sideways, it tells me I have an error. So I think this is a new update on YouTube, and my phone, of course, is not updated. So that might be the problem. Anyway, so we're looking at it vertically lately, and the gimbal wants to just keep swinging. So everybody's getting seasick. Do you want to say who you are, by the way, mystery man with the long ship tactic? There you are. There you are.
Hi, Internet! I'm Fjord, I'm from Germany, and I'm
Greg's making faces. Oh,
Yeah,
wait a minute,
thank you,
we can
Greg.
just keep. Go ahead, Greg. Keep doing it. We'll bust your ass over there.
we doesn't see it, we don't even see. So I'm in my modern life, I'm a sailmaker, so I'm quite interested in ships. That's why I got the long ship tactic
And then you did-
engraved in my brain by
Yeah.
now.
And then
Yeah,
our
no,
poor
yeah.
ship didn't have a mast.
Yeah, that's a big irony of the thing. I came here to work on the long ship. They are both trashed by a storm, and they don't
Yeah.
even have a mast, and a sail. So I'm stuck here, just
You can't go home.
cooking and making fire and living my best Viking life. So
No, that's
no,
okay.
it's not bad.
You can make a mast for it. It might take you a while though, so
Yeah,
you can never leave.
Yeah, my girlfriend's not too happy about me never leaving.
You're gonna
I
turn
think.
her into a Viking too, though.
I will discuss it with her later.
Okay. We have options. Okay, so that's Fjord. Hailing from Germany. Greg, anything more we need to know about this game? We found out one rule I didn't, well, one thing they pointed out in one set of instructions that I didn't think of, but it makes sense, and it's kind of like the Othello rules in a way. How did you, let's see the quicker way to do it, I guess. Yeah, if you have one here and one, no, there we go, sorry. So there's two of them are standing like that. One guy's here, one guy's here.
Yeah.
Sorry, like that. That's better, like that.
Yep.
And then this guy comes in and does this
Yep.
by rule of Othello, because I made that up. They're both dead.
Yep.
Animation, by
You
the
can
way.
also do the same sort of thing in exactly the same format, but if you've got the two pieces like this,
Oops, sorry, it's turning. There we go.
like that,
There we go. Okay, now we got it.
and you can do the exact same thing. Bring it in, take the two pieces straight away.
There you go. Thank you for the animation, Fjord. It's very important to have
So, yeah,
animation.
you can take up to, the best I've ever found you can take is up to 3 pieces at a time.
Really?
If you've got your piece like this,
Yeah, that is a loom behind,
like
Ashley.
this,
Yeah.
and like that,
Yeah.
all
Animation.
3 are dead.
Animation.
Do.
There we go.
No, we don't have only animation, we also had sound.
Yeah.
We did. You had some sound too. Doot. And then Ashley can't help but notice, and I'm sure she's not the only one. Yes, that is an Oseberg loom behind there. Or I mean, not an Oseberg loom, but warp-weighted loom. Thank you. It's warp-weighted loom. Sometimes this is a lean-to, but sometimes they're done in an A-frame, a bit like an.
Weighted or warp related?
It could be warp-related. Yeah, let's do warp-related. I probably did. No, warp-weighted because the warp is supported by or kept taut by weights. I don't even. Oh, you can't even see them back there. They're the donut ones on this one, I think.
Don't fall.
I'm trying
don't
not to.
trip.
It would be really good. There you go. Because all those little donuts that are made out of clay is holding the warp tight. Warp wrath. No, warp what? Warp. Warp, which is W-A-R-P, weighted, as in
More tense.
weights, pulled tight, weighted. And then, of course, loom, because it's a loom.
But I don't think we're going to get the greatest sound?
I'm not sure if I showed that one before, but you can demonstrate by pulling the thing back and forth how you open the weft.
No, we're just trying to work out how to turn it into a harp.
You're not turning it into a harp. It's a Star Trek loom, says Raymond. Okay, Raymond, you're fired. You don't get to do Viking anymore. That's okay, this is needle binding. Yeah, that's my kind of sword. That's a loom sword.
In the evening for different things.
Yeah, now Anne's got it right in chat. Anne has it in chat right. Warp weighted loom. And Raymond says, oh no. Okay, but I have needle binding to show, and I've got beer for Carl when he shows up. Yeah.
Scotty,
If you want to join, you have to share. You can share the room. You can share the beer that I've given Carl to taste. He doesn't know what it is. It's always something really goofy and weird, but today it's a little bit more on the safe side. But we haven't put it on YouTube yet. Well, it depends on where you're from, if it's safe or not. I did get a goofy one.
So, got him some mango.
Oh, I forgot. I'd like to tell this story. Because I like to make up drama. If we don't have enough, then I make it up. The blacksmith and the chieftain, they're having a pissing contest to see who's got the best house. What did you think I meant? Anyway, so the chieftain, it's good to be the chieftain. Look at all the iron represented. Iron is very expensive in the Viking Age. But the blacksmith also has a lot of iron. So he decides to one-up his house from this one by putting in a huge-ass canopy bed that takes over half the smithy. But the chieftain, he's not going to be downplayed. No, I don't think the blacksmith can beat this one, because in the bedchamber and on the left-hand side is Georg's secret weapon.
Yeah, Greg, I need that.
Yeah,
On my helmet.
Yeah.
he says it's an
berserker at home.
albino bear, but there is it's an albino brown bear, but there is actually a type of brown bear that does come out this light.
Yeah.
So it could be that, we don't know, but the fish is always bigger when the chieftain catches it. So it's an albino brown bear.
Well, in fairness, the chieftain was informed that it was an albino brown bear.
Well,
'cause
there
they
you go.
told me that, so
Okay, so if he was informed, then he can claim
he can claim
innocence.
it for certain.
All right. Anyhow, so there you go. That's how you beat the blacksmith. Good luck, Anders, in beating that one.
What I find funny is when an ice bear and a grizzly bear meet and mate,
Yes.
they produce something called a cappuccino bear.
Yeah.
I've seen the cappuccino bears. They're
They
so
have
cute.
one. They have one in the zoo in Berlin, and it's so cute because
Yeah.
it's still a little cup and.
Oh.
Oh, that would be so cute to see. Okay, then we'll go out into the lighted
I need
world.
that
That's
for
the
my
other bed, by the
berserker
way.
garments.
Absolutely. Now, question for you, Miss Karin.
Yes.
Are you staying in here? Are you coming back in here?
I'm actually, if you feel like closing and turning out all the candles, I will go outside into the light.
Well, that's why.
Because
I
we're going to
was
go play with
asking,
needle
'cause I
binding.
can-
Max wants to know what stitch we're going to do today.
Oh,
So-
okay. Well, in that case, I will start blowing out candles.
Super. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, and if you want to join and share Carl's beer of mystery, you have to bring your own cup. Sometimes he likes the beer and he won't share. Okay, so we're going outside again. Raymond says, it's a teddy bear. Well, it's not stuffed anyway, but pretty close. Maybe we sit here today. I notice we're starting to get towards darker times, although it is a covered sky. So we're going to have to think of some creative ways to do indoor filming soon. There is an albino moose in Sweden. Oh yeah, there's one in Norway too. I forget the name of it's near Vestby. It's about 40 minutes to an hour from Vestby. There's an albino moose. It died, unfortunately, but they kept the skin and hung it up outside of it. It's actually outside of a grocery store. So then I can show some needle binding. And then we can try that Carl's mystery beers. We have to keep refilling his Christmas calendar.
Why does Karl receive mystery beers?
Because we did Christmas traditions in Norway, and one of them was Christmas beer, and then of course the Christmas calendar at Christmas time, usually in December. But now he's decided he doesn't want to break the habit, so he is officially a Saturday alcoholic. But we will share those.
Where can I enlist myself for mystery beer?
First, you're going to need a cup, and then you can. He'll be out soon, and you guys get to try the 2 beers.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
get myself a cup.
If he drinks it all, he'll be too drunk. We got other stuff at home if he really
I'll
wants.
get myself a cup.
Okay, you got some time. Okay, so here is needle binding for the date. I made a hat, which you saw on the cover. I really like the way that looked with the axe, by the way. I think it's because the axe had rust. So these I made wrist warmers for them. They go like that. This is made with also F2, and I did double the thread because it's really quite thin. It's actually like, I can't see it there. But just one thread is like that. So I doubled the thread when I did it, and I didn't want it to be too holy, so I did F2 as well. So those ones I finished. And this is the one that's 35% silk, and the rest is wool. But there's the hat, and it's so squishy. I love it. So there you go. There was the needle binding. I got some more show and tell, I suppose. Are you going to stick around, Greg?
Not tonight, no. I was just going to
Yeah.
interrupt your needle binding. I was going to try and steal, but I just heard that you said that's needle binding.
That's needle binding.
Damn.
Touch my needle binding, you die. No, those are in the shop, actually. Now, you can buy them in the shop if you want to.
I'm just stealing.
I know, but this one, my mom actually got me a bunch of yarn probably about 10, 15 years ago. That's what this is called. It's called Silky Wool is the name of the brand. I don't know if they still make it anymore, but it's spongy.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know what wool this is either. I love it, but
Oh, that's nice and soft, yeah.
that's unbelievably soft.
Yeah, it
I'm like,
is.
oh.
That's really soft. No, I don't know who got that. I think I might need one. No, but my mom, she bought me a bunch of this yarn, super expensive yarn at the time. It was $7 per skein, and I think it's a 100-gram skein. And then, it had to be 15, 16 years ago.
Needle-bound stuff.
And so she bought me 15 skeins of it to make a sweater called Cables Before Whiskey. It's a knitting pattern. So basically, every 6 rows, you throw a dice, and between 1 and 6, obviously. That's how often you're going to have to do your cable. And so they look like drunken cables because if you do the cable rhythmically, it'll look like a braiding pattern on a sweater, like an Irish sweater. But if you stagger them and just do them random, that's what the dice is for, you end up with what they call drunken cables.
Okay.
So Cables Before Whiskey. But
The problem I have
lost
is
the
that
pattern.
I hear cables and I think of suspension bridges, so I have no idea. what the
No,
hell you're
cables
talking about.
cables like ropes on an Irish sweater. If you think or Celtic. Celtic knots could be a cable technically.
Okay, I think I can.
Yeah?
Sort
It
of
might just be an
understand
American
what
term.
you mean now.
Yeah, the Norwegian, they would call it a braided or a fletta. They would just call it braiding.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I lost the
I'm not sure
pattern
if
or
I
I
can
lost...
imagine it in my head. So.
No. I lost the pattern or I lost the nerve, so I didn't do it. So here it is. Now it's a hat, and I'm going to make, about another 16 of these? I don't know. We'll see. But anyway.
How much yarn have you got left? Because you were meant to be trimming down.
I have actually, except for this one, which I bought on the way here. That is trimming
Oh,
down.
good gods.
No, when I came in June, this is that sulka yarn that I love so much and I keep talking about. It's got like 15 to 20% silk in it, some alpaca, and the rest most of it is wool.
I'm under instructions from certain
Yep.
young ladies to not let you get any more wool.
Oh, this was in June. You're too late now. No, May. Yeah, June or May. Turns out every time I get
Daughters
a...
don't want me getting her getting any more.
I get a little flag in my email when somebody's trying to sell this yarn online because it's been out of production for at least 10 years.
Oh, for crying out
I know, and I love it, I love it, I love it. So when I see it anyway, and it turns out there's a lady in Floam that was selling it secondhand, and I'm like, "Ugh." So I bought some, but this is now the last of it. I made Anders Hovland a hat out of it, a beanie hat, which I have to take pictures of it.
Named Carl.
That's Carl. He's waiting for the beer. Look at him with his glass and everything.
Yeah, I didn't.
But
found-
I made a joke. He said he was going to come here and cut the lawn and the groups. Sorry,
Not cut the cheese, cut the lawn.
not cut the cheese. There we go. Sorry, we're doing the wrong way here.
Hello.
No, he was cutting the grass down for tents to come in, and he had this wig whacker that he was using at night because not Viking. So I made a joke and I said, if you want to cut the lawn outside of our house, because Carl and I had to, we were basically testing beer on YouTube when the landlord called and said, I'd like to add lawn mowing to your contract. So that worked very well for the landlord. Anyway, but I made a joke to Anders Hovland and I said, do you think if you want to swing by with that around our house and do it? And he did. So, and then I said, no, I know I got to pay you. And he's like, oh, but it only took 10 minutes, which I know is bullshit. So I decided to make him something that only took 10 minutes. So he's going to get these as a thank you present.
So he doesn't know this, I take it.
No, he does. He tried them on this morning, and I told him I don't know if I have any more of this yarn left. I'll make them until I run out of yarn, because now it's just the length left. But I do have the pretty much exact color and something that's a little itchier. which he'll happily take to have it a bit extra longer though.
Fair enough.
But this is done in dollar and a stitch, by the way, so it really hugs and it's nice and thick.
Now we're back to stitching techniques.
Yep,
and
so I owe them a stitch and then you get to drink.
Listening a little bit before I come out.
Yeah.
I gave up when she called you a drunken cable or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, a drunken cable.
I said, what the hell is...
Yep. So, is it possible to do cable stitches while null binding? You probably can, but you're gonna. Oh yeah. If you've seen those socks by Mervi Passanen that look like they go like this on the side, that is technically cabling.
First thing is that the people she is talking to actually understand.
They do. It's just you guys that
When
don't.
you see the socks that go like this on the side.
Yeah, they know like this. When I say like this, they know what I'm talking about. These are my people, Carl.
Well, that's with
Does
every proficiency.
Torben understand what you're talking
Oh, Torben, I
about?
don't know if he's in there yet. I haven't seen. I've been looking really closely. Yeah, there is that old sock with the cable-like pattern. I didn't realize there was an aged one. Karin would, yeah.
I'm sure she would, but
Okay.
I'm talking Torben.
So I have to show the one stitch so these guys can have their beer. We were playing. Justin Eva-Jame on Facebook has posted a stitch. He's been playing around with different techniques, and he thought this one he couldn't find a name for it, but he wanted to call it the Caribou Stitch because he thought it looked like not this one.
Then.
Yep.
I need to check how my father is.
Yeah.
'Cause he's got COVID.
Okay, keep your ass away from me.
He got it this morning, so he
Oh, no.
tested positive this morning.
Yeah. Well, wish him get well.
I
Yeah,
will.
and then stay far away from him, and then
I'm staying in my
you don't get to
apartment.
lick us.
No.
No. Okay.
I like the way that I say that, and Carl just vanishes over there.
Yeah.
Vanished before you said it because I'm psychic.
He
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, this is the. I got to show the stitch now before we get into. We're almost at
Thank
30
you.
minutes here.
Have a good evening.
See you.
Been a lot-
Thank you for the explanation of
You're welcome.
Nefertafel, and thanks for locking. Okay, so this is the one. If I translated what he was writing correctly, this is what it is. It's what 2 + 2 UOU, I think, or I might have it backwards. And then he does F1B1 connection, which he called also HXL. I haven't heard that one before, but then again, I'm not as geeky on this one. But anyway, F1B1 is when your connection is from the front and back of the next loop. Let's see if I can get my needle free from this knot. This is really irritating that the camera has to be in vertical mode. I have to figure that out for next week. Duris Europos. Okay, says Nella. I have to say hi to everybody too. I haven't even done that yet. Okay, so I'm using a skinnier needle for this. So the way, if I understand how he did it, he has also posted a hat. This is my first loop, second loop, third loop is there. Or 1, 2, 3. So he's got to join. He goes, or you could also call it like the X, because if you do that, you see there's an X. If you go forward for the first loop and then backwards through the one you just did, you get that. So that's what we call F1, front one, B1, black one, and then that's the X that he's talking about. But then he skips the second loop, goes away in the third and the fourth loop, turns and picks up the second loop, but he never touches the thumb loop. Then he just goes braided edge, which means the working yarn goes over the needle and pulls through. So I can do that one again. So front one, back one, or the X. Then I'll give him a beer in a minute here. Go through the third and the fourth, away from you. Let's see. It's hard to see this. Yes, you are. Oh, you're going to drink from a bowl. I like
I
it.
didn't mind the cup.
No. There's probably one in mine, but it's got to be so dusty. Okay, anyway, and then goes the regular way through the second loop. First loop is still on my thumb. Then under the working yarn and pull through. So it's not for the faint of heart. Yeah, HXL is just Justin's notification. He's creating a whole system of stitch and join classification. As long as he can explain it. So I have to check a little closer. This looks a little loose there, but there might be a difference between the way his looks and mine looks. This is my start row. I've only done 3 rows. Yeah, 3. 1, 2, 3 rows. So that's the right side. I do like the look of it, but I wasn't sure I liked the connection. And this is the wrong side. which looks kind of cool too. Kind of like ridges. But, so I wanted to see what it looked like with F2 because I used even thinner yarn. And this is what I've got with F2, 3 rows, but slightly thinner yarn. So same stitch. This is the F1B one. This is just F2, which is a new one, an old one from the front. Max says, I've heard this connection stitch before, but in finish 2+2, it's quite unusual since it's ambiguous whether it's done either under the needle or over the needle yarn. Yep, it can be, because that can change anything. It can be the same stitch. If you do momming with a plated edge, you're just basically going, taking the working yarn over, that's now a plated edge. So if you go under, if you go under everything, it's normal, but if you go over that, then it's braided. No, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm saying that backwards. Let's see. There we go. So, how does he do it? 2 and 3 backwards. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're going over this yarn. Sorry, over the thumb loop. And then under. That's braided edge. Okay, I need to get them some beer. Justin James is there. You're doing it right. I'm a picker, so it's a process. Looks different in my hand, but you've got it right. Yay! I wasn't sure if I understood it correctly, but I had to try it. So there you go, Justin. Thank you for letting me play with a new stitch. We were running out of things to keep Max interested. So Max always asks, what stitch are we going to do? And I'm running out of unique ones. So this was quite fun. I will do it again. I like the thickness of this yarn, but I like this connection, the F2. So, but right now I've got a good start on a wrist warmer. X connection is technically F1, different from F1B1. Yeah, because the X is technically, isn't it the X is this way? Or no, that's F2. Or is it the next one? X, maybe that one? I have to think about that now. I think this is X, but we will look it up. That'll be something to discuss next week. Okay, I've got guys who are thirsty. Carl? Oops, you might not want to start with that one. Okay, you have to share your beer because you're turning into a Saturday night alcoholic.
Yeah.
Whoop,
And
there we go.
considering how you buy beer, some of it I really like much better to share than to actually
You can
drink.
come sit down. You guys can both drink it. I can, okay, we'll get you both over here. We've got this weird vertical thing going on.
This is pretty traditional, I would say.
Well, the Americans will think it's traditional, but it's not traditional in Norway. So I got you a boring-ass beer called Coors, but it's got mountains on it.
As if we have not enough mountains around.
No, we got a few of those. We tried to send one to Raymond in Australia, but it blew up over Tongo after it got stuck in the, what was it?
Suez Canal.
Suez Canal, that's right. So no mountain there's still no mountains in Australia. Not a big one anyway. All right.
Can you send one
You can
to me?
actually have it from the can if you don't want to use the bowl because he's already taken half, so.
Okay.
Okay, and then we gotta see if you guys like it. We're going kind of bored today with the Coors, but it's for the Americans. Guaranteed not to be any mangoes or passion fruit in there.
It's not bad, but yeah, it's boring, all right.
It's okay, boring.
This is what underage drinkers would get in United States because it's boring.
Yeah, it's not particularly
usually-
bitter, so I would say first-time beer drinkers would probably be happy with this.
Yep, and then there's those that just don't change. They're stuck with their brand, and that's their brand, and that's that, and that's what they will drink. But,
So
I gotta catch up on chat. I'm gonna turn around and look at you
like
guys.
When you
Yeah,
want to eat something
yeah.
that you want to enjoy and want to drink a beer because you're a manly man or stuff like that, but don't want to spoil your meal, you drink that because it's
Yep.
plain, simple, and
It's
and
plain.
too much flavor in it.
Are the mountains blue or white on the can? This is a little of both, actually. We didn't show the can this time. What is the percentage on that thing, by the way?
4%.
Yeah, so it's actually a little stronger than your typical Norwegian beer, isn't it?
No, it's a little less strong.
Little less strong.
Typical Norwegian beer is 4.5.
Okay. So Sue says, yuck, piss water, laugh out loud, Coors is gross. Yeah, that was kind of my idea when I bought it for you guys.
Isn't that the beer in GTA 5?
Yeah, it could
The
be beer in GTA 5. Yeah.
It's called piss water beer. It's just giant parody.
Piss water beer. Yeah, no, so these guys aren't happy with me. Let's see, you got some more.
With the beer you brought, no.
Basic bitch beer, says Albert. By the way,
At least it's no mango.
it's the
in it.
BBB, the basic bitch beer. What'd you say, Carl?
At least there is no mango in it.
No, there's no mango, no passion fruits. No fruit died for that beer. Maybe a few flowers. No, not even them. Hops? No.
Yeah, it would have to be hops, but
Yeah. Okay. Then we got some more. Parikala is Russian 2 + 2 + 2 with over the working yarn. Yep, that's what I was gonna say. It was slightly familiar, his stitch, but
Now we're back
it's
to
not quite the same.
beer.
Oh yeah, well, it's called Viking Nalbinding. We have Vikings drinking from a can in a Viking village after hours. No, it's okay. I just told him he could drink from the can, so he doesn't have to use this bowl. No.
just filmed the can to
and needle
confirm
binding.
that there was a mountain on it. So
We
I
did
think
film
are
the
fine.
can. Yeah, it's okay. There's a mountain on the beer, so we're okay. Piss Vasir, writes Raymond, with those little bees that look like the triple S's.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so he writes 2 of those, so it's really and then Vasir.
Yeah, it's,
Vasir.
I could
Vasir.
start on how it's a giant parody on American beer brands, but I think that's
No, no,
that's
this
not
is
the topic of the Viking stream.
no. I wouldn't even drink this when I was first legal. Albert says it's the beer for people who don't like proper beer. Says Albert. Lyra says the color of the can used to change with the temperature. I don't know if they still do. Oh, that's interesting.
The question is, do it change as it gets cooler? Or?
Is he, well, it wasn't exactly okay. You just keep holding it like that. Pray to the beer of. See if it turns color. I didn't know that, but then again, I've been out of the country for 25 years. Is it looking any bluer? No. Maybe if we
Maybe
add,
as you cool it down.
might have to cool down. Yeah.
Throw it into the fjord.
Huh?
And we can throw the can to the fjord and leave it there.
No, if we throw it in the fjord and leave it there for 2 months, it will get colder, but I'm pretty sure we'll have UNESCO on our ass.
About 2 minutes, not 2 months.
Oh, 2 minutes, not 2 months. Okay.
I would
You go
even
under the
I
X,
would
yeah.
even get it myself then. I would swim to and dive to the can to get it if we do that. Because I would do either way then.
Yeah. Oh, Justin says, okay, HXL is just how he wrote it down, by the way, horizontal X left, which I do get why he says it that way. It's different from Parikalo, which is called the under the X. Ignore the HXL for now and just remember it as F1B1. That's kind of how I saw it, but the thing is you can write all this crap down when you're trying to do different stitches, but if you don't understand your notes, it's kind of pointless. So let him write it any way he wants to. Oh, there's a Louisa down there. We're German invasion again. Now we're outnumbered. There's 2 of you.
The Germans smell beer
How
and they
can
come
2
flocking to
Germans
it.
outnumber 2 Norwegians?
I'm not. I guess I am. I can be Norwegian. I don't have a passport or citizenship, but I do have a residence card.
Permit. It's close enough.
Okay. Let's see. There was a lot more in there, by the way. Kiwi's here, by the way, and Anne Moreau is here. Charlotte is here, by the way. Dune of the Loom. I like that. Kathleen Egan is here. Has anyone ever gotten a kink in their neck from pulling the yarn through while null binding all day? Yes! I've also seemed to have like a dusty reaction to dust today, but it's not because I've been needle binding so much. I've got fiber up my nose and my glasses. I can't see through them anymore.
You also have a very hairy cat who likes to rub himself against everything, so...
Catherine wants to know, by the way, it's a great loom. Can I come over and work on it? You may absolutely weave on it. It's been set up, but we need somebody who knows what they're doing to weave on it. We have some where the customers can just mess it up all they want. But
Yeah, I haven't been doing that much lately.
no, we haven't had too many weaving Vikings in the village. It depends on what we get. By the way, there's a whole group from Sweden that's coming in June now next year. And Germany in August. Let's see. Just kind of going back through a little bit. Oh, Audra's here. She says hi. She's coming for the market, I believe. Market's next week. So 5 days, and it starts on the 7th, and we'll go through the 10th. And so next week we will have tents and things in here. Let's see. And everyone's writing where they're from, which is really good because I'm horrible. Oh, yeah, and the color of the month is pink because red, there's a song that my kids... that I taught or that I played for my kids to remember the colors of the rainbow was, and I posted it on. There we go. We're just gonna look at you because you're prettier. It goes red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. It's a rainbow. Anyway, so I looked at all the colors. I have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. But we haven't done pink, so it's my least favorite color. But we have to do pink. And then I used to say that. Well, because pink is my favorite color, and I was actually ordering a boy, and I ended up with 2 girls on the pinkest day of the year, Valentine's Day. It turns out I can handle a little pink now.
Should we check if the other beer
You want
is
to check
a
if the
little
other
bit
beer's a
more
little better?
interesting?
Yes, okay, you guys suffered enough.
Other beer, I wouldn't have drank that if I knew there was other beer.
There's 2 because Carl sometimes doesn't like the first beer.
Okay,
Thing is,
smaller.
I buy beer and I buy it for the alcohol and for what I think might be good, and she buys it for the red labels.
Yep, but that one was purely for
Is
American.
Definitely a Karin purchase.
This is a Karin purchase. This one you may have tried before, but I don't think you've tried on YouTube.
It's Ager, so it's probably good.
Yep, Ager makes great cans. Ager is the brewery that is in Flom, which is just 2
Märsen
tunnels away.
Amber Lager.
Whoop. If you break the schnabel glass, you're going to have Carl very pissed off about the schnabels. But you can sit down if you like. We can move him.
But
He took a shower, so it's okay to sit next to him.
but the
Yeah.
ornaments on the can indicated it's from
Sausage.
Bavaria. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The beer on.
So as a
It's
German,
weird to have-
how do you feel about this atrocity of Bavarian...
Yeah. In Germany, we have the running gag that Bavaria is not part of Germany.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Because
no, I've heard this
Bavaria
one
is
before.
a whole other country
yeah.
entirely, and we will see how it tastes, and after that I will rant
Every
about it.
country's got one section that is a bit different than the rest. We've got Bergen in Norway,
But
Texas in United States.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the country boiled down to what
Yeah.
other countries think about it. So everybody in the UK thinks, or in the UK, in the world thinks we Germans run around in leather pants and drink beer and eat sausage.
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen, yeah. But
Okay,
it's
cool.
really just
Yeah.
the Bavarians, so
We blame the Bavarians. Okay. Oops, I'm getting everybody seasick today. Okay. So it's a very red looking beer. What do you think? This is, it was the amber one, wasn't it?
yeah.
And it does have a really pretty amber color.
lager.
Let me take your glass. It's got a very pretty amber color to it.
It's also a kind of mild beer, but I would say it's better than the Coors.
Now the Coors was just some American. I bought that for the Americans to see you drink American beer. I don't think we've had any really American beer on here, have we?
No.
No, it started out with Christmas beers because Norway does this thing where every beer company produces a Christmas beer, and then
I'm starting to like Norway more and more.
yeah. So they call it Juleøl, which is the Christmas beer, and it's only put out at Christmas time, and then when it's gone, it's gone.
That tradition goes back to the Viking Age.
Yeah, tell. Okay, you gotta get your geek on here.
I'll give you. I've told this here before, so I'll just give you the short version.
There you are.
Håkon the Good, the third king of Norway. He's a Christian, but he is such a nice guy that he doesn't really do much to spread Christianity. But he likes to make laws and basically systemize things. So in the end, he makes a law that says that I don't really care what you celebrate, as long as you celebrate it on the 25th of December, and you have at least 4 gallons of beer for every grown man in your household. So if people are celebrating the midwinter blot or the Christian Christmas, he doesn't care, but I should be proper drunk while doing so, or I will be fine.
Actually, the modern perception of witches comes from beer brewing too.
Does it? Explain.
Yeah, the origin of beer brewing is that it was a women's job because it involved like wheat and barley and stuff like that, which was used to make bread, and thus it's just fluid bread.
Yeah.
And it was a women's job to do it, and they met up for like little beer meetings where they tasted the beer like we do with coffee today.
Ah.
And they had, once the ingredients were harvested, they have a pointy head made from the straw from the wheat,
Yeah.
and the big pot where
Yeah.
they obviously brew their beer and heat up all the ingredients, and the cat is for catching mice. So like beer brewing
I
is
like
the origin
this.
of witches today, and witching is a woman's job too, but beer brewing was a woman's job in the
I make a
Viking
great witch.
Age. So it's far more feminine actually in the Viking Age than you might believe today.
No, I like it. I have to show off the can, by the way. I like that, though. That could be witchy. Oh, there you go. You know it's a good beer when it goes all down the front of you. Okay, so it was Amber Lager. This is the beer, but I love their cans that Ager
It has
has.
some taste to it. It's not as bland as the other one,
Yeah,
but it's quite
it's good color, though.
toned down with it. It's not like
So there you can see the
in your face
keg,
with fruity flavors.
the
and
craft
stuff.
beer. You can see the wheat,
Also
you can
easy
see
to
the
drink,
sausages,
but more tasty than the other one.
and more sausages.
It's had taste as
And this one is 4.7, yeah.
yeah.
Märzen is called, I think. Märzen?
Märzen.
What does that mean, March?
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like,
noticed it said that.
like a Bavarian way of saying March. In German, March is März,
Yeah.
and
Ah. Yeah, you were saying,
I-
yeah. That makes sense, because we don't have that. That's like a Swedish A. Otherwise, it's not a Norwegian A. Yeah.
It's an A.
No,
Yeah, it's-
yeah, the Swedish A, sorry.
I tried to come up with a solution for how März turns to Märzen
Yeah.
without explaining the entirety of German language.
Yeah, this one
But-
says autumn in Munich is familiar to most everyone with sausages, oompa music, oompa music, and of course beer, a tradition that dates back to 1810. In line with the tradition, we've made an amber lager known as Märzen, if I'm not killing that. The beer is malty with a hint of roast malt and a crisp, dry finish. Goes perfectly with meat dishes and celebrations all year round, not just in March apparently. Recommended serving as 8 to 10 degree temperature. Anyway, there you go. You can have some more now. Oops, sorry, I kind of tilted the thing.
To Germany's own 2 beers that.
Yep, I'm gonna turn the camera on you guys so I can catch up. Whoops, sorry, to chat. It's harder to see it when it goes vertical. There we are.
Yes,
Karin Oaker's here, by the way. Hot in Minnesota, 94. That is hot.
And what we have here, like 15 degrees right now.
Yeah, 13-ish. Yeah, something like that.
And
Here,
3
Celsius.
degrees in the night. It's
Yeah.
pretty cold, man.
Anne says, pink it is! Oh, yep, and Raymond put the colors down. Yeah, so color of the month challenge, by the way. Raymond's really good at keeping track on this one. January was brown, February was blue, March was gray, April was green, May was yellow, June was orange, July was red, August was purple, and now September is pink. So we're done with the rainbow color of the song. Now I have to come up with some unique. I've got an evil one for October, though. I'm not going to say, but I have an evil color chosen for October.
What's an evil cold?
If you are somebody who deals with yarn or any yarn project, you will know the worst color there is. Anyhow, but it's an evil color to work with.
Currently, I'm thinking about 2 things. Either neon pink, because it burns your eyes.
It's right, it's neon pink. How did you know?
Because
No.
it burns your eyes.
I would
And
say
the-
probably white because it gets dirty so easy.
Oh, we haven't done white yet, so there you go. Because it gets dirty so easy.
White
Huh?
and black aren't colors.
And what do you think is the most evil? Yeah?
The most evil for me,
Mm-hmm.
every sailor knows that once a storm hits your boat, you have to use storm sails or try-sails,
Yeah?
which are brightly colored orange. And it's okay for storms because
Yeah.
you get seen and recognized as a boat or as a naval vessel, stuff like that. But once you have to repair them, they're lying flat on
Yeah.
the ground in front of you under your machine, your eyes start to burn and tear up of the bright orange color of it. So I
Yeah.
have a burning hatred for neon orange.
So another hatred color, okay, it would be burning orange. I kind of like that.
But like orange like this.
Real
orange
American beer,
brown,
does that
that's
exist?
okay, but just this.
But the neon
tri-sail
orange,
orange.
traffic cone orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cone orange, but cranked up to 11.
Cranked up to 11. Okay, so we got some ideas anyway, but we got a whole month before we have to worry about that. Usually, at the end of October, we start with the stitch along. No, not stitch along challenge. The stash busting, where I failed quite severely. I almost got it last year though. I was really close, but then I had my yarn kept breaking. The yarn I chose was too thin.
And you also keep buying more yarn.
I do, but you're not. It doesn't say you can't buy new. It just says you have to bust some of your stash.
I thought
So you use it-
Yeah.
mustache.
Nah.
Thinking,
So stash busting. So actually, that basket there, if Carl wants to bring it up, that is actually me stash busting a bit. This is also stash busting. This is 15-year-old yarn.
But this isn't even 0.5% of all the yarn you have.
No. So these ones I bought on sale. It was a really good sale. The Cortina Soft. You'll notice that if you know anything about Cortina yarn and yarn, this label hasn't been produced for several years now. It's a different one. But it works great for needle binding anyway. But I bought these on a really good sale. They were going for 10 kroner a skein, like before the pandemic. So I have a whole chest full of these. So I'm starting to use it up. I made a hat all in this color. I made another hat all in this color.
No, I'm good.
You drink it up. You're German. And so this one I'm making with spiral with 3. But it'll be Pointy Tip's hat because Anders Hovland has been in the village so much, everybody wants Pointy Tip hats like his. But that one will be done soon. So
I want to.
you do? Yeah, well, there's some in the shop, and if I get any more done, I'll let you know. But this one is I wanted to see a wide spiral, and I liked the 2 browns shaded. But this is stash, technically.
I wanted to go swimming after this. I think I have to drink so much beer that I can
You
probably forget about go swimming in the.
You can go wading, no swimming.
Yeah.
You have to wait at least, 6 hours after drinking beer to go swimming?
What?
I don't know, I made it up.
That sounds. It sounds. If that was the rule, nobody in Norway would ever be swimming.
No, this is true. But then always swim with a buddy. So I like Amaro's real American beer because she's from Belgium. Does that exist? No, it does not. It's something like 4th of July beer, I think, which just pretty much tastes like water and you drink it like Kool-Aid. Albert says, I like that yarn. I like that one with the warm food as it pairs well. That's exactly what the can said it did. So Albert likes that one.
I imagine it does. Like hot dogs or sausages and stuff.
Maria Lind Hale is here, by the way, sorry. She says, hi from the Viking Market in Jels, Denmark.
Hi.
Hi! I'm sorry, he was waving too, and I just totally, there you go. Karen Ocker says, I have been making braid for my Viking hood and surviving the heat. Oh, that's good. She's in Arizona. No, that's not the one in Arizona. No, she's in Minnesota, but there's one in Arizona too that runs marathons, I guess. That's like, oh my God, you guys are crazy. No, I've heard they're still having heat waves over there. Like, I don't know the percentage, but just about every state over there has now reached 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Damn hot. Oh God. What did we figure that is? Yeah. Body temperature, more than body temperature or just about body temperature?
I die around 20 degrees outside. So
Yeah, me too. I die around 20 degrees Celsius. Yeah.
everything above 22 degrees Celsius is just torture for me.
Sue says the heat wave finally broke here in San Diego, California, and yes, it was way too hot the last few weeks. I agree. No, it was gushing rain. You can look on my Facebook. I'm horrible at friending people I don't recognize or I haven't met, but you can pretty much just follow because everything I put is public anyway. If it's just my kids' pictures that are private, and then you can see. Then it'd be just like we were friends.
Kids are very, very hard to take pictures of this.
Yeah, no, I am, but then I can't. But anyway, all of this is what this wall looks like now. So you can see there's the waterfalls there, and there's wet walls, but no waterfalls there. But if you look at the picture on my Facebook rather recently, you'll see that whole wall is just dripping with water when it was gushing rain. So while you guys were in a heat wave, we were singing in the rain or swimming in it. Roger says, hi, Karin and Carl and friend, Fjord. We're joining late from Roger and Nolvia, by the way. And Nolvia had a work anniversary. She's been at her same job forever. I thought that was impressive. What was it, like 25, 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's it's a thing. Anyway, I thought that was impressive. I've been checking Facebook a little bit now. Oh, everybody thinks black. It's nearly impossible to see the stitches. Another one says black because it's impossible to see what I'm doing. Black. If anyone's going to stash bust, I'm going to start today, says Albert. Yeah, I might have over 50 kilos of fabric. Okay, for one, see, I told you, how come like 5 people guess on here black, and you guys go for something completely different?
Yeah, because
Because I have heard you complaining about how hard it is to splice things that are very light.
Yeah, no, you don't want to spit splice white. No eating Cheetos or coffee either, or chocolate while doing it. No, so that's a fair point.
yeah, the thing about black is it's not a bad color per se.
Yeah,
It's not a color at all, but kept differently.
yeah.
But
It is an
you're
evil
right
color,
about
though.
it in the form of you can't show anything on the black
Yeah.
stuff because all the lights just get sucked up and all the little nuances and details you need for needle binding.
Yep.
Like all these little grooves wouldn't be visible.
Yep. That's
So
why
it's a
everybody
bad
hates
color
black.
for streaming, but a nice color for having.
Yep. So that's why they're all saying they hate black, is because you can't. It's hard to tell this stitch from this stitch from this stitch, and then you have to take off your glasses and turn up the light and everything and pray to the nearest god. Let's see. Yesterday, Max points out this is true. Yesterday was International Nalbinding Day. That's September 1st. I totally missed it myself. I'm a horrible nalbinder. But then again, I had the day off. So that counts, right? But I'm pretty much needle binding in public every day anyway. Doesn't that count? What do you think? Am I selling it?
Are you supposed to celebrate this day?
Well, I should take a picture of
Is it-
myself needle binding in public, but we didn't leave the house. Oh, wait, no, I did. I went to go and get my passport photo taken.
Is it like if a priest completely forgets about Easter? Is it that bad or?
If a priest completely forgets about Easter, and it's then
Are
it's
you
still Easter.
elevating nail binding now to the point of a religion? Is that what
Are you
mean?
trying to tell me that needle binding is not a religion?
The only religion I follow is the Holy Fischbrötchen.
Okay, the holy fish. You gotta explain that one.
The Fischbrötchen. It's in northern Germany. We just eat Fischbrötchen, which means just roads with fish in it,
Yeah.
and you put a bit of sauce in it, and maybe if you're fancy, you put some onions and a bit of salad in it.
Yeah.
And that's what we eat, and we like it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We have a national a national day of the fish rolls in Germany. Which
Germans like their food.
which is which is even celebrated in northern parts of Germany,
Yeah.
and so that's the only code I will follow, if any.
Okay, so that's your
If I
religion?
had to, I'm an atheist, just so you know. But
Yeah.
if I had to follow something, it would be that.
It's okay. Here in Gudvangen, we are religiously and politically neutral, so you can worship any dish you want. Carl, if you could worship something, what would it be? I'm worshiping the holy needle. I don't know needle binding needle.
I really don't have a religious relationship to fish.
You like silver. You could be worshiping silver. You know, no, you're not falling for my shit.
Combat helicopters.
What would you? You can make a religion out of anything this today. It's
Yeah, basically.
because we are religiously and politically neutral here. So, if you want to worship a fish dish, that's fine. But what do you want to worship? I'm going to worship the holy needle.
If I have to worship an object that exists in
Yeah.
the world, so to speak,
Yeah.
the Colt 1911.
Oh, very Viking of you. It's a gun. Yeah. Why?
Because every modern firearm is basically some kind of attempted copy of the 1911.
Uh-huh.
If somebody says automatic pistol, the picture you see in your head, unless you are from the Soviet Union or you have a brain damage, it's called 1911.
Yeah.
It is basically, it's a gun that is so iconic that when people says automatic pistol, this is what you think about.
Okay.
Should we be concerned that the first thing he wants to worship is a gun?
Yeah.
In general,
well,
not
he's
speaking
kind of
about-
creepy.
That's why we fill him up with mystery beer so he keeps calm.
Yep. No, I told everyone I'm going to write on his epitaph. Here lies Karl. He was kind of creepy. We have Arild. Arild is also Norwegian, and he makes his own mead. He worships the holy giraffe because it has a long neck, and you can taste the mead longer as it goes down your neck. So you
That's just perfect.
That's
I have
okay.
to propose that one to our meat brewer back
Yeah,
in
the holy
my
giraffe. He's
hometown.
in here somewhere, but it's at least twice, maybe 3 times on these. But we're at 181 now, episodes, weeks. We started during the pandemic. Anyway, but there's at least I think 2 or 3 times he describes it, but you're just gonna have to go through and see which one Arild is in. The Church of the Holy Giraffe.
He's a whole different type of creepy.
Yeah, he's a different type. And then you have Holger, who worships the goddess of braid pulling. We had him
Holger.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, until yesterday actually.
Yeah, he just left. Yeah, but he was on YouTube a couple weeks ago too.
Ah, okay.
But then another German was here, and she joined the other German, and they saw they saw whiskey or free alcohol basically, and then they were really, really loud. So you have to listen for Holger.
Now we have to remember that if there is more than a handful of Germans and we put a bottle on the table, we have to move away a little bit because it gets loud.
Or try to get the microphones to work for more than one person again.
And that's also weird because I was on a school trip to Berlin back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And the Germans are quiet, but I can hear the Norwegians there, and down that side street. Because they keep yelling when they're drunk. The Germans just sit there and go.
Do you concur, German?
I have so much to say right now.
Oh!
So first of all, that you went to Berlin in the 90s, which is at least 20 or 30 years ago. So
Yeah.
a lot has changed. I come from the area around Berlin, so I know a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, Germans becoming loud when they drink a story of my life. I can't hear my own thoughts at a party.
Maybe it was the
But,
Bavarians.
maybe. That's a good idea. Blame it on the Bavarians.
We
I
blame
like
it on
it.
the Bavarians.
But yeah, Germans like to complain about stuff very loudly, very publicly, and it only elevates that need to complain about stuff with alcohol.
Yeah.
But in the end, every German just...
It's a little fluffy. It's an alien. Sorry, I don't know if you saw the
Every
pollen.
German is just turned in himself.
I gotta tell you, as an American, we are the quietest drunks on the face of the planet. They're not believing me.
I want to see
You
the
call
statistic
bullshit?
for that.
Yeah,
you
no,
do
there's
have the Florida phenomenon.
the Florida phenomena.
Florida is a whole nother planet.
Oh, and that's where Miami Vice comes from.
it?
Todd Johnson and
You know those memes with Florida man does this and that?
yeah,
That's
it's the Florida man. Oh, I gotta catch up on chat.
I,
but yeah.
I saw a challenge like Google your birthday with Florida man
Yeah?
behind it and see what the news on that day were. Mine were Florida man attempted to go on a beer run with alligator in hand.
Oh my God. Okay, no, I gotta check the Florida man out. Okay, I gotta back up here. I'm a little bit behind.
I'd say, I'm really trying to wrap my head around that one because one theory that people keep saying is that, oh no, it's like that everywhere. It's just you know more about Florida because of the sunshine laws.
Yeah.
Basically, everything is on the public record.
Yeah.
So, but that can't be the whole truth
No.
because Florida,
Yeah.
the state of Florida,
That's where the pensionists
has
go.
more convictions for public masturbation than the rest of
Oh
the
my God,
Americans
Carl.
put together.
Not for kids. Anyway, it's not for kids. It actually says not for kids. No. I gotta catch up. There we're
And
actually
the
at
number of
61
convictions
minutes.
shouldn't be impacted by whether or not it's public record or not.
Yeah.
Because if you get convicted for it, at least it goes into the crime statistics.
Well, that's a good thing. Okay, now I'm gonna catch up because we are pretty much done soon. Let's see. Karin says, you would be glad to be here. Duluth and North Shore was 20 degrees cooler. Superior is helpful. Yeah, the lakes, Duluth where I'm from is on Lake Superior, which is at the tip of it. And it's always, we have even a song called Colder by the Lake. So if you are anywhere else in Minnesota, which Karin is on the other hand, then you are definitely a lot warmer. So it's nice to be in Duluth in the summer, but not necessarily the best place to be in the winter because minus 60 is a thing. Celsius is the worst I've seen.
Do you have any Florida people on your...
Oh, we probably do. You insult everybody on here. Somebody's always getting insulted here. Albert says, and I might cheat and sell some, by the way. Wait, there he goes. I may be over 50 kilograms of fabric. Yes, you can also stash bust your fabric, by the way. And he says he might be cheat and sell some. No, that's actually being smart because then you can buy more.
The idea of stash busting to my girlfriend.
Stash busting, it'll probably start usually around Halloween because it's a scary thing to do. So basically, you don't have to do all your stash. I have too much. But you take a committal. Oops, sorry, turn it there. Back. Okay, so you'd grab all your yarn that you want to commit to. I want to use up this amount of yarn. This would be really easy, by the way, by the end of the year. And then you weigh it and see how many grams it is, and it'll say, okay, I pledge to try to get rid of, let's say this is 75 grams by the end of the year. That's being pretty wussy of me. And then I have to use it up. Doesn't matter what you make. You can use it as part of something else, whatever, but you have to use it all. And then you either win by beating your goal or you fail like me sometimes. I did win a couple times. But anyway, you're basically busting your stash, but you are only obligated to try to do what you thought you could do. Yeah. And it's a great excuse to get rid of...
You don't consider all the other bullshit we have to do at the round end of the year. Like,
no, that's how I've been getting stuck lately.
In the shop and that sort of thing.
Yep, that's how I've been getting stuck lately. Well, no, but I actually did make it last year, except for the very last ball of yarn. I was using some old stuff I had, but apparently it was so old and it was hand spun that it was literally breaking every time I pulled the yarn and I had to give up. So
but you do understand that when you say, I actually did it last year, except for,
yeah.
That means that you didn't do it last year.
It's my YouTube. It's my challenge. I make the rules. Pink, everyone. It's pink this year. Okay, this month. Let's see. Maria says, not pouch mount on my phone, so I will leave again. Oh, it was good to see you, Maria, by the way. Amrose says iced coffee gods for Carl. Albert says not the M1918 Kongsberg. Lol. Kathleen Egan says she will worship the night singers of she will worship the night singers like katydids and crickets. I think that is cool. She would like Holger's telephone. Every time, if he's afraid he's going to forget it on in the village at some point, so he has only cricket sounds. Although, I don't know, he had an alarm set to something extremely inspirational. And it was going off in the hallway and he wasn't anywhere near to get it, so I was feeling very inspired.
Yeah, that was very
with
uplifting.
ranging intensities. Yeah, that was funny. Of course, Raymond Roberts would worship the bunny. He likes bunnies. Prime Bunny on Instagram, by the way. Albert says, what about Ohio? You gotta say Ohio. Kathleen Egan says, I saw that the Florida man thing with the alligator. Oh, she saw that. Florida's a completely different planet now. She's not wrong. That's where you have to either be a college student on spring break or retired to live there. Nobody else in between. Oh, wait, no, then we...
There are some
Yeah?
alligator abusing meth users that don't fall into any of those categories.
And meth hats.
And meth hats. Garcia is here, by the way, from Holland. See you next week, she says. Albert says, I can't buy any more. I'm banned before I can buy more. Oh, it's like a role reversal between Albert and his girlfriend and you and me.
Can I ever stop you from buying yarn?
Yeah. No, but bring it to the market, Albert. You never know. Anne Moreau says, by the way, send some to my magic place in Belgium and get it changed into something black. I love it. Okay, we are going to go, though, because we're at like at 66 minutes, and it will be Saturday next week as well. And it will be the market, by the way. Are you going to... You're still here for the market?
For the market,
Yep,
yes.
yep.
I'm still here and I'm already thrilled for the mystery beer.
We're so going to have to ask you about sale making and stuff, by the way. I think we've underutilized you today. But I will get you beer. There's going to be beer next week, too. It's something...
So now you made sure I'm here?
Well, yeah, that's how the Germans come. I just tell them I have beer.
Actually, yes, I like beer very much,
Yeah.
but I can't drink too much of it.
No,
because
but that's the
already
thing.
now I'm drunk right now.
This is... Oh, God, you're a lightweight like Carl. This is why you were here, to help him from being a lightweight.
Yeah, I'm really a real lightweight, and after 2 beers I'm done.
Yeah.
But now, so I'm on medication against depression, not your
Oh, okay.
concern.
Yeah.
But
Whoops, sorry. There.
even without, it's not far more. I like 3 beers and I'm done.
No.
What do you mean?
You're a bad German.
I'm a bad German, yes.
By the way, I have to
But
show...
I'm a cheap
Yeah?
German.
You're a
therefore.
cheap German. You're a cheap date, too. So is Carl's. Okay. 1 episode through tax-free, and it's really cheap coming out of there. I have to show this off, because I think this is quite cool. You didn't have quite a square, so either you did this intentionally, or it's really cool that you did, because you made a square with a scrap.
Yeah.
So I had to show that off. I thought that was quite cool and unique, but it has a really cool look to it. So there, I can hold it there. Now you can see it properly. So it's very cool. Turn around. Let's see. Did you do the same thing on the back side? Nope. Nope. He had enough fabric on the back side. Oh, but you do actually have a splicing there as well. Sorry. It's really cool. I like that. Okay.
When I didn't have hair back then and full of my hood, some people
Yeah.
mistook me for Travis Fimmel, the actor of Ragnar Lothbrok in Vikings.
Oh, yeah. You do kind of look like a Ragnar Lothbrok in Vikings when you have that up.
And I wanted to keep my hair very, very short, non-existent, but
Yeah.
my girlfriend had obligations too. She said I look like I'm 50.
By the way,
She's not wrong.
no, I'm 50.
She's not wrong.
Carl lost his hat. I just want you to know. That means he's had too much.
It's a universal sign for it.
Yeah.
Keep the beer from Carl.
Keep the beer from Carl. No, but 50's good. This is what you look like when you're 50. You get red glasses so nobody notices the wrinkles and... Okay, anyway, we will see you guys Saturday next week, 6 o'clock, wherever we are. And I can turn it around so you can see you there.
What?
All right, take a bow. You've definitely earned your beer today. Okay, see you.